8 dressing rules that put you above the average woman. After 20 years studying feminine presence and style, I've seen one truth repeat itself. The way you dress is a mirror of how you value yourself. Too many women choose clothes from insecurity rather than intention. These 8 timeless rules aren't about impressing anyone else. They're about honoring you. And if you're ready to dress with growth, not just age, wait for the final insight. Rule 1. Trade logo tees for structured button-downs. So many women lean on graphic tees as their safe zone. They're easy, familiar, and feel casual enough to blend into most days. But without realizing it, that choice often makes your outfit appear younger than you actually feel inside, almost like your clothes are stuck in a different season of your life. A logo tee rarely communicates the depth, wisdom, and maturity you carry now. This is where the structured button-down comes in. Think crisp white cotton that feels clean and timeless. Silk that moves with your body, catching light in the most flattering way. Or soft muted pastels that bring calmness and elegance without shouting for attention. The difference isn't just fabric, it's the architecture of tailoring. The seams hold you differently. The shoulders frame you. Your posture looks stronger. Suddenly, people sense you walked into that space with intention, even when you didn't spend hours deciding what to wear. Picture how this plays out. You're stepping into a workplace meeting, meeting a friend for coffee, or sitting down for a casual lunch. In a graphic tee, you look approachable, but in a button-down, you look thoughtful. That tiny shift tells the world you respect the moment without saying a word. And here's the beautiful part. Structure creates presence. But style isn't only about structure. Softness matters just as much, and we'll get to that balance soon. Rule 2. Wear midi skirts with defined waistlines. Mini skirts often feel playful, but rarely carry staying power, while shapeless maxi skirts can swallow the body, leaving little sense of form. Somewhere between those extremes lives the midi skirt, an option that feels both modern and timeless. Falling just below the knee, it frames the legs in a way that elongates your entire figure, while a defined waistline brings back proportion and balance. The magic of the midi is in its flow. It moves with you, never overwhelming, always enhancing. A structured waistband pulls your shape together, and suddenly the lines of your outfit feel deliberate. Pair it with a tucked-in blouse for polish, a lightweight knit for quiet sophistication, or even add a slim belt to accentuate the waist. With every choice, you're saying, I dress with intention, not accident. Think about your daily rhythm. At work, the midi carries authority without stiffness. On a weekend outing, it adds ease while still feeling refined. For a date night, it speaks of femininity without slipping into cliché. You'll notice how people read it, not as effort, but as harmony. This is elegance with maturity. It's clothing that speaks for you, gently but firmly, even before you say a word. Which leads to a deeper thought. If a skirt can reshape presence through fabric and form, what happens when clothing itself becomes the language of your confidence? Rule 3. Choose monochrome over loud prints. Bright, busy prints can feel playful, but they often pull attention away from you and toward the fabric itself. Patterns change with trends, but a monochromatic outfit carries something different: clarity. Science even supports this. When the eye sees a single, uninterrupted color, the body appears longer, leaner, and more balanced. It's visual harmony, and it works every time. Look at the style icons who stay relevant decade after decade. Think Audrey Hepburn's black ensembles, Victoria Beckham's tonal neutrals, or Meghan Markle's love for navy and beige. Their secret isn't flash, it's restraint. By choosing muted palettes, they allow the person, not just the clothing, to stand out. And here's where a common misunderstanding comes in. Monochrome doesn't mean boring. Far from it. Wearing beige head to toe, for example, creates warmth and softness. Navy feels intelligent and dependable. Black carries strength and authority. Even within one shade, you can play with texture, silk against wool or cotton beside leather, creating depth without chaos. In practice, monochrome also simplifies life. It makes coordinating easier, minimizes mistakes, and saves you from standing in front of the mirror second-guessing if 2 prints clash. Instead, your wardrobe starts working for you, not against you. Simplicity in this sense isn't about stripping away personality, it's about sharpening it. because once distraction is removed, your presence has the space to take center stage. And soon, you'll see that minimalism can be far more magnetic than noise. Rule 4. Invest in well-tailored wide-leg trousers. Skinny pants once had their moment, but clingy fabric rarely stands the test of time. It often dates an outfit, making it feel more trend-driven than timeless. Wide-leg trousers, on the other hand, have quietly returned with strength. They're fluid yet structured, moving with a kind of grace that feels both modern and enduring. There's something remarkable about the weight of fabric that falls instead of clings. It doesn't grab at the body, it skims it. That simple shift softens lines and lengthens your frame, creating a silhouette that looks taller, more balanced, and infinitely more polished. Think of the settings you move through. In a corporate space, wide-leg trousers project authority without stiffness. For travel, they're breathable and comfortable while still looking elevated. On an evening out, they carry elegance that feels confident but not forced. The versatility is endless. The key, though, is tailoring. A pair that's too long looks sloppy, too short looks cut off. The hem should graze the shoe just enough to create an unbroken line. When fitted properly, wide-leg trousers don't overwhelm, they refine. This is where clothing begins to shape not only how others perceive you, but how you feel in motion. Because grace doesn't only live in the fabric, it shows up in the way that fabric allows you to move. And often, the first step toward elegance begins with how you walk. Rule 5. Replace short blazers with longline or belted styles. Cropped blazers often feel tied to trends, cute in the moment, but rarely carrying the weight of refinement. Longer cuts, by contrast, tell a different story. A longline blazer instantly communicates polish, composure, and a quiet kind of leadership that doesn't need to shout. Belted styles add another layer. By cinching the waist, they bring definition without losing modernity, creating an hourglass effect that feels strong and feminine at once. It's structure with softness, which is the sweet spot of true elegance. Think of where you'd wear it. During a presentation where presence matters, at a dinner where you want to feel elevated, or in a networking space where first impressions are currency. The blazer becomes more than clothing. It becomes a frame for how you wish to be received. Pair it with wide-leg trousers for authority, a midi skirt for balance, or even over a fitted dress for harmony. Each combination brings a different mood, yet the underlying message remains: thoughtful, timeless, and intentional. This is the kind of tailoring that doesn't just refine your shape, it refines your presence. And it reminds you that power doesn't need to strip away warmth. The two can live beautifully side by side. Rule 6. Ditch sky-high heels for pointed-toe flats or mid-heel mules. Extremely high heels once symbolized glamour, but they often leave you with aching feet and an outfit that feels dated. Style evolves, and today elegance is less about suffering and more about balance. Pointed-toe flats and mid-heel mules embody that shift. They refine your look without stealing your comfort. A pointed flat elongates the leg visually, giving the same sleek line a stiletto might, only with far more ease. Mid-heel mules add just enough lift to feel poised while still allowing you to move gracefully through a full day. These choices align beautifully with modern lifestyles, where you move between professional commitments and personal moments without pausing to change shoes. There's also a cultural shift here. According to fashion analysts at Vogue Business, consumers are increasingly valuing sustainability and comfort over extremes, and shoes are at the center of that change. A well-made flat or low heel proves you don't need to compromise elegance for practicality. Pair them with wide-leg trousers for office polish, a midi skirt for femininity, or even casual denim for relaxed refinement. They adapt seamlessly, proving versatility is the true luxury. And perhaps the most important reminder: height does not equal authority. Your presence, your voice, and your energy create far more impact than any heel ever could. Rule 7. Opt for structured bags over slouchy totes. Oversized, shapeless bags may feel convenient, but they rarely communicate refinement. They collapse, they sag, and instead of elevating your outfit, they often make it look unplanned. A structured handbag, by contrast, holds its shape, and with that, it signals intentionality. Quality shows in the details: the firmness of the leather, the precision of the stitching, the subtle weight of the hardware. These aren't just design elements. They're quiet cues that suggest thoughtfulness and care. Think about how this plays out. You're walking into a professional meeting. The sharp lines of a structured bag align with the authority of your presence. Later, you're running a quick grocery errand, and a smaller structured crossbody still keeps that sense of polish without being impractical. Different scale, same message. Structured bags also pair beautifully with the other wardrobe choices we've been exploring. Tailored trousers, midi skirts, monochrome palettes. They complete the picture, adding balance and clarity. Because in truth, the way you carry your belongings often mirrors the way you carry yourself. A structured bag isn't only about fashion. It's a subtle daily reminder that your life, like your style, has form, purpose, and grace. Rule 8. Layer with lightweight neutrals. Instead of flashy statement pieces, bold outerwear can feel like an easy way to stand out, but it often becomes a crutch, loud patterns and bright colors overshadowing everything else. True refinement lives in subtler layers. Think trench coats, long dusters, or a softly structured cape jacket. These pieces don't scream, they speak with quiet command. Lightweight fabrics that flow, cotton blends, silk mixes, or fine wool, add movement without heaviness. In muted palettes like sand, taupe, navy, or soft gray, they create an atmosphere of sophistication. Instead of drawing attention away from you, they frame you. Practicality also makes these layers invaluable. A trench worn over a dress feels sharp for evening. A duster tossed over trousers or denim brings polish to the everyday. Even over a simple knit, a neutral layer turns casual comfort into intentional style. And because these pieces breathe across climates and transition effortlessly from season to season, they stay in rotation year after year. What's most powerful is the message they send. Layers are not about hiding your body, they're about refining presence. They signal thought, maturity, and depth without excess. And when chosen with care, these subtle pieces remind us, true sophistication doesn't demand attention, it earns it. And in that quiet strength lies something far more lasting. Bonus point. Layering with intention reflects inner clarity. The way you layer your clothes often mirrors how you layer your life. When choices are rushed, things feel heavy, cluttered, and confusing. But when layers are chosen with intention, one piece supporting the other, you feel lighter, sharper, and far more at ease. That's not just style, that's self-awareness in motion. By watching through to this moment, you've shown you're part of a community that values thoughtfulness. Dressing well is not about chasing approval. It's about self-respect and the quiet confidence that grows when your outward choices align with your inner clarity. If today's message spoke to you, comment with one word, elevated. Like and subscribe for daily insights designed to meet you where you are. Share this video with someone in your life who values growth as much as you do. Thank you for spending this time with me. Check the recommended video waiting for you on screen, and I'll be right back here tomorrow.